Hey guys, how's it going? DUJ2 here. Welcome back to Fortnite Save the World, and let's talk. We're going to talk about a couple of different things in this video. We're going to be talking about three basic topics. We're going to talk about Bladestorm Enforcer, we're going to talk about the event weapons, and we're going to talk about why I personally recommend that you should invest time and gold into getting Bladestorm Enforcer and some other event heroes and weapons. But before we start, do me a favor, guys, and if you guys don't know, Miss Mew Mew released her video for her Scythe Ninja. Now, I'll leave a link down below in the description to that video, and at the very end too, you can just click on it at the end. This doesn't work, that doesn't work as a link, but you guys can go check it at the end of the video. Go check it out. She does some pretty awesome things with that ninja, and personally I kind of wish that I had a scythe like that. It's really awesome. It's really awesome. I recommend you go check it out if you're trying to figure out, you know, how to use the Scythe Ninja, because it's a powerful alpha ninja. All right, so let's talk about the Bladestorm Enforcer. Now, the reason why I made this video is I've actually been working on a couple of other videos talking about the event weapons. Yes, I know, the event weapons. And event heroes as well. We recently, a couple weeks ago, we went through and we did the event, the birthday event, and in it we got a ton of really awesome event weapons that were available in the past. And there's been some of these weapons that I'm like, wow, I really need to work on it. And I've kind of started organizing myself because I want to do a video going through everything that I got, kind of explaining what, you know, I'm really excited about and what I'm going to try and work on. The problem is that right now I'm looking at about 20 different weapons that I really would like to work on, and even though I have 2 million schematic experience almost, that's not going to be enough. So I need to kind of whittle down, and I'm going to do probably a few videos, kind of like one on melee weapons, one on like ARs, one on snipers, one on launchers, kind of thing like that, and one on everything else, you know, everything else that's left over. For example, like shotguns and pistols and stuff like that. Because there are certain weapons that, or like the hammers, man. Oh my goodness. All the melee weapons. You know what? I might just make one. Well, that's going to be a lot. We'll have to see. But I will be working on a series kind of talking about all these different weapons and which ones I think are good for me and which ones I want to focus on and work on as well. And apart from that, I do want to do a video talking about the heroes. And actually, that video is going to be really interesting because as I've been going through and looking at all these heroes, it kind of surprises me just how far we've come in the game. How many heroes we have. I mean, even from the beginning, and even more importantly, how some of these heroes have very interesting bonuses. Very interesting squad and technical bonuses. And that's kind of where I want to go talking about the Enforcer. Now, before we dive into the reason why I think he is a reason to get him, let's talk a little bit more about events. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the recent birthday event. In the birthday event, if you were playing it or if you're not playing it, if you weren't playing yet, basically we had an event for the first year anniversary where you could get a piñata llama? No, birthday llama. It was a birthday llama, yes. Well, they're all piñatas. But it was a birthday llama where you could potentially get every single weapon and, well, every single schematic, weapon and hero that was available in previous llamas and in previous purchasable events. And by that I mean this right here that you're looking at it, this event items and weekly items, the loot tab for the events, the shop. This was not around always. This has been relatively recent. This has only been around for a few months, beginning of this year. I think it came out around the time that Battle Royale came out is when we started getting this. After Battle Royale came out, we got this. But at the beginning of the game, we didn't have this. Just like we didn't have the perk recombobulator system, and which we're going to talk about that too in a second as well. But this whole thing with the seasonal gold and the daily coins, all of this when it first came out, we didn't even know if it was going to stick around for very long. It was a good idea, and I really am happy to see that it has stuck around, and it is a direct measure of how much you play to what you can get. And that's kind of also the second point I want to make here. How much is it that you personally are playing, and how much can you play? Now, I understand there are some people who play this game a lot. There's some people who play this game just maybe like not even every day, maybe just a few hours every single week, you know, because, you know, you got school, you got work, etc., etc. You don't have the time to focus on it. So there are going to be two different aspects of this game. If you are a player that doesn't have that much more time, I can totally understand how you're going to be focusing more on just progressing to the storyline, getting into the higher levels, working on your squads with what you get, you know, opening some llamas, etc., etc., trying to develop your game like that. But if you're like me, or a lot of us who have a lot of time, or maybe we don't have a lot of time, but we put a lot of time into this game, you can approach this game from a different point of view, and that is getting the event items. Now, the reason why I brought up the birthday llama is in the birthday llama, you were able to get almost every single past schematic. Now, the only ones we couldn't get were schematics or heroes that were given as a reward for completing events, like the Gravedigger. Unfortunately, I don't have the Gravedigger. I think one of the only weapons I have, I do have two weapons actually. I have two weapons. So one of the weapons that I have is the Easter egg launcher. This guy right here was a reward for completing the Easter egg event, and the frost, I think it's called Frostbite. It's his name, Frostbite. I think it is. Yeah, Frostbite. The Frostbite was another weapon. The Frostbite, actually, I need to work on that one. The Frostbite was a reward, I believe, as well from another event. And there's been others. There's been other both schematics and heroes that we've gotten as rewards. For example, the Gravedigger, like I said, that's the big one. And those did not come back. Those didn't come back in the event llama. You weren't able to get them as, you know, as a reward or within the llamas, but you could get all these other events. Now, so I don't ramble too much. Basically, my first big recommendation, why, you know, I'm trying to make this video of why you should buy not only the Bladestorm Enforcer, but try and buy everything that comes up in the event tab, or in over here in the event items, or in the weekly items. The reason why I recommend you should buy them is that it's more than likely we will get another event like the birthday llama, or maybe in the shop randomly things are going to pop up, or there will be a llama one day that's going to be like a throwback llama where you're going to be able to get just, I don't know, launchers, like a launcher llama. Every single launcher that's been in the game before, you have a chance to get him. And let's say, for example, you really want a particular launcher, like let's say the Dam Buster. I personally love this weapon. I can't wait to work on it. I have to work on it. And if you really want the Dam Buster, but there's been a lot of other launchers in the game, and let's say you have a limited amount of whatever tickets, V-Bucks, or whatever to open that particular llama, then you're going to be very happy if you already got a lot of other launchers, and you, let's say the Dam Buster is the only launcher you don't have. You're going to have a higher chance because of, well, if the duplication protection works, because we don't know if that really worked. I think it did work, but maybe not the way that they had sold it to us. But let's say that's the only llama left for you to get. So it's very possible that because you already have all the, that's the only launcher left for you to get. Because you already got all the other launchers, it's very possible that you're going to get that one because of that whole system where if you already have an item, you have a much higher chance to get an item you don't have. So that's like my first big recommendation, my first big tip. That's why I do recommend get all of these, like not the Copper Ranger because that's something in your schematic book, but like Machinist-Dora. Machinist-Dora is an event item. The Bladestorm Enforcer, Ragnarok, the Copper Hydra, Copper Walloper, Urban Assault Sledgehammer. All of these, especially like these four right here, these are event items and purchasable in the shop. All you need is gold. Yes, I do need to kind of talk about my recommendations on how to get gold, and I will be working on a video soon, kind of just going like, what's the best way that I think of getting gold, or how I get gold, because a lot of you guys have seen some days I'll have 0 gold, and then all of a sudden I'll make a video the next morning or even that same day and I have 4,000 gold. So you guys, I know a lot of people have asked me, how do you get so much gold? Don't worry, I will make a video soon. No big secret, I just play a lot. I play 6, 7, 8 hours, 10 hours a day this game. So that's kind of how I get so much gold. And yes, a lot of times I don't do it in the most effective way, but I will kind of, explain how I get it and which ways I think are the most effective ways of getting gold. That will come out in the near future. But what I'm trying to talk here about is definitely purchase all these, like Machinist Thora. I don't really want her. I don't think that I'm going to be using her. But guess what? I'm going to get her. I mean, she is a machinist. If I wanted another machinist, I already have Machinist Harper in my armory because I got her recently. Let's see. Where's Machinist Harper? She's got that. No, that's Controller Harper. It's Controller Harper with a tattoo on her face. There she is. So Machinist Harper is the exact same thing as Thora. They have the same perks. They have the same bonuses. But if, let's say, another hero comes out in the future and I really, really, really want that hero, having Machinist Thora will give me a better chance to get the stuff that I don't have. So that's why I recommend. Even if you don't like him, even if you like Bladestorm Enforcer, right now, I don't think he's a great hero to have. But he could be in the future. That's another topic. But get them. Get them now. If you have the gold, if you're playing a lot, buy everything you possibly can. I know there's people out there who play a lot more than me or play a lot more effective than me, and they buy everything. Everything in the shop. Completely buy everything by the time that the event ends, which is awesome. I mean, I could try and do that this time, couldn't I? Well, I don't want the Copper Jacket and I don't want the Copper Ranger. But if you have the gold and you're not using it for anything else, you might as well. Anyway, so that's like the first big reason that I recommend to get him. Because if in the future we have another event like the Birthday Llamas, you're going to want to have them. You're going to want to have those weapons. You're going to want to have those heroes, those schematics, so that you already have the stuff you don't want. So you can get the stuff you do want. Okay. That's the first big thing. The second thing is, let's talk directly about Bladestorm Enforcer. Okay. So, if you guys saw my video going through, trying him out, getting him, testing him, I don't like him. For two main reasons. The first main reason is, he seems like a ninja potato. He seems like a potato in ninja clothing. He's bulky, he's slow. He's not my kind of a ninja. I mean, I kind of think that he feels more like a soldier. He feels more like a soldier in a ninja outfit. But he does have certain perks and bonuses that are very interesting. Now, if you look at the kunai and everything, I personally am not good at throwing. That's why I don't use a lot of soldiers as well, because I'm not good at throwing grenades. I mean, it's like I have potato aim. There's my husk. I throw my grenade and it lands over there. It's kind of like I never hit with my grenades. If you guys have seen my throwing stars, I'm horrible. I have horrible aim and I never hit my targets. So for me, I like the swords. I like the ARs. I like the launchers. I like those types of weapons in the game. But you never know. Maybe in the future I'll get better at throwing. Maybe in the future I'll get better at aiming, and I will need those heroes. And then I'm going to be like, well, why didn't I purchase them when I had the chance? So that's a big reason. Second reason for Bladestorm Enforcer, for him, is I kind of think that, like, the Kunai-elation, it's supposed to hit, what, 15,000? We went over this in my video. We looked at him and it kind of was like, well, that kind of doesn't really make sense. For example, yeah, right now. So the Dragon Slash, where's his, there it is, Kunai Storm. So right now the Kunai Storm will deal 16,082 damage. Now, is that in the entire area or is that per knife? I kind of think that might be in the entire area because he doesn't really take out a lot of enemies. But it's possible that this is not completely working correctly. For example, like the Kunai-elation, that also has energy damage and explodes. I mean, I kind of feel that just looking at this, it should do a lot more damage. And yes, if you go and look at my video, I didn't do the best with him. I just went in with my normal setup. I didn't put heroes that were designed for him. For example, I was complaining a lot about his speed. He's so slow. I could have used Face Scout's Jess and used her fleet. I was saying, you know what, he needs more energy. Well, I could have used Cloak Star with his caffeine high. I could also use Assassin Sarah, who has endurance training. You know what, I was like, well, you know, his ability wasn't as powerful, so I could have used Lamurai. I could have used the Lamurai, Shuriken Master Lamurai, to increase his ability damage, and he would have done a lot more damage. So you see, there's a lot of different heroes and setups that I could have used on the hero squad to make him a lot more effective and a lot more powerful. There's two problems with that. First of all, it costs so much hero damage to level up a hero, and hero damage is something that I don't have a lot. I really do need to just focus on getting more hero damage. Maybe I need to go into Twine Peaks as well. You know, finally go into Twine Peaks, makes the push to Twine Peaks, so that I can farm 4 times missions there. That will give me a lot more, and then I can work on a lot more weapons and heroes. And I know a lot of people keep asking why I'm not in Twine Peaks yet. I think that's going to be my main reason to go into Twine Peaks, so that I can do the higher level missions, so that I can provide you guys better content, so I can try more things that I really want to try. So I could have taken him in a different setup. I could have taken him to 106. I could have done a lot of other things to make him a lot more powerful and a lot more effective. Now, if you guys have been watching me for a while, a lot of you might know that the reason why I'm in Canny Valley, the reason why I take enemies or heroes and schematics to level 30 to level 82, power level 82 or home base 82, whatever you want to call it, lightning. Let's call it lightning. The reason why I take them to lightning 82 level 30 is because, and this I do this a lot with weapons too. I think to myself, if I take a lightning 82 weapon or hero in against a level 70 husk, and he does okay or pretty good, he's going to do amazing. The weapon is going to do amazing. The hero is going to do amazing when I take him to 106. So that's my reasoning behind that. A lot of times people will be like, well, you took that schematic, you took like that new weapon, that new gun, and of course it's not going to be awesome because you took it up against a level 70 enemy. But if you guys have noticed, there have been certain weapons, for example, like my Zap Zap, like the Tiger, that I've taken to, Lightning 82, level 30 over 30, taken them in against level 70 or power level 70 husks, and they're amazing. And I'm like, wow, this is a really great weapon. And then when I take them to Lightning 106, they are incredibly powerful. So that's the reason why I usually don't do that. And that's the reason why I took him to 82 and took him into a mission. Now, the last part I want to talk about with him, because I am focusing more on him right now. He is very unique. He's the first of his kind. Now, there's been other heroes that have had that in the past as well, but he is very much the first of his kind. And even though he doesn't feel great to me, he may get a buff in the future. We had the perk recombobulator system. The perk recombobulator system, and I'm not even going to get into that because I could talk for another hour about the perk recombobulator system, but the perk recombobulator system came to radically change the game. It made schematics that in the past were not effective, and even a lot of schematics that a lot of us had put in our collection book, we took them out because it made that much of a difference. You could change a schematic and make a schematic that was before amazing, because for those of you who don't know, way back in the day, when you got a schematic, you were stuck with the perks that you got, and a lot of times most schematics didn't come with an attribute like energy and fire and whatever. They didn't come with that, and you couldn't change them. So you could have a weapon that was really great, but it had horrible perks, and you were like, well, what's the point of this? A lot of us recycled those weapons. We put them away in our collection books, and then the perk recombobulator system came around, and it completely changed the game. That could happen for heroes as well. It's possible that one day we're going to get some sort of weird perk recombobulator system, or perk, I don't know, some sort of hero recombobulator system, and it may make him amazing. So that's another reason to get him right now. And the final reason to get him is right here. His bonus, the tactical squad bonus, the Kunai Barrage. Increases number of kunai thrown from Kunai Storm by 6 and damage by 25. Does not stack with non-tactical Kunai Barrage perk. Requires ninja primary hero tactical bonus to apply, blah 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 blah. Now, you may be wondering, well, what's the point of this? Because there's no other hero right now that has Kunai Storm. That's it, right now. Of course, there's going to be more heroes in the future that are going to have this. And it may be that in the future we get another ninja that has the Kunai Storm that is amazing. And you putting this on that ninja, on that hero, is going to be outstanding. So that's like the last reason why I think that you should get him, because he is the first of his kind like this, and he may be amazing. When Wukong first came out, the only reason why I'm not gonna lie, the only reason why I got Wukong when he first came out is because he looked so cool and because he was a mythic. You can go find that video where I talk about that. I'm like, you know what, I'm not even gonna use him, but he looks cool and he's a mythic. I'm gonna spend the gold on him. And then when I decided to change my soldier setup and use soldiers, I used him. He's amazing. I love him so much. So and he's a berserker, which for those of you who don't know, there are other berserkers right here. Berserker Headhunter and Berserker Renegade. These two are also berserkers, but they're not mythic. So there's a great reason to try and there's multiple reasons to try and get every single hero or schematic that pops up in the shops. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Trust me, there's so much more I could say about this. If you guys want me to, talk more about a certain topic that I talked here, or kind of like expand on it, let me know down in the comments, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, guys, go check out Miss Mimiu's video if you haven't yet. Seriously, it is really awesome. And like, I don't have that. I don't have that setup. I don't have the site setup. I don't have that ninja leveled up. I wouldn't do it either because it would cost me too much experience, and I don't want to waste that experience like that. But that's a perfect example of how you can use a hero, and you could just you can main any hero in this game. There is no single best hero. All of these heroes are awesome. There's so many cool stuff that you can do in this game. I've seen people do some amazing stuff with Raven. Enjoy the game. There's so much. Look at Bloodfinder AC. When he first came out, I'm gonna finish with this. When he first came out during the Fortniters event, I hated him. I didn't want to use him. They forced you to use him during the Fortniters event. You had to use him, and actually, I think that might be the reason why I didn't get the Gravedigger because of him. I did not want to use him, and now he's my favorite. He's my favorite Outlander. So you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to come in the future. Enjoy the game, guys. Enjoy the game. It's an awesome, awesome, awesome game. Hopefully, a lot of the bugs that we have been seeing do get worked out and ironed out, because that does take away a lot of the enjoyment of the game. But I think it's going to get better. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. As always, I am DUJ2. Don't forget to go check out Miss Mimiu's video over there. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys enjoy what I do on my channel, please, please, please do me a huge favor and have yourself a wonderful day. Thanks a lot for watching. I hope he gets better. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya.